Good morning, Reed here. Thanks for joining me at my orchestra walk. Let's start that again. Good morning, Reed here. Thanks for joining me for my Orchestra Farm morning pre-work walkabout. And it's the middle of July 2025, and everything is full growing. So, a couple different thoughts in my mind today. One of which is, I was at my men's group last night, and we played a game of tug of war. And then in the morning I woke up and I have an old knee injury, and I am pretty darn delicate. Do I run? Nope, I don't. Because in general it's just too much impact for it. It's one of the things I'm looking at building up, but I'm overly mindful about how I impact my knees. And with that, look at this water down here. You see that? It's still stream water here. Yeah, there's a bunch there. Anyway, and so last night was a good reminder of why I don't play games like that, because I lose track of my body in the effort to succeed. And with my business of landscaping property management, I rely primarily on my body to earn my income and provide for my family of 5. So the golden raspberries are so good. So I then communicate to my group this morning, I'm not going to be doing that stuff. I'll be sitting out, making sure to take care of myself. And part of me wonders, how's that going to be received by the group? It's, to my dislike, the group has a fairly large, warrior archetype presence to it. And so that question of, sometimes we got to recognize that certain warriors or whatever, have been injured in the course of battle and shouldn't be out there battling. And some cultures honor that, and other ones are you should just die. I don't know if that's the case of this group. We'll find out. Raspberry, so good. But that notion of knowing myself and honoring where my body's at and taking care of it is crucial to longevity, vitality, and going forward in the best ways. I'm going to have one more. Now I say raspberries, but to be honest, there's raspberries, tayberries, loganberries, all in the same space here. My understanding is that the tayberries have thorns. Okay, one more. Gosh, they're so good. The loganberries don't have thorns, and both of them are larger than raspberries. And then there's nuances to their flavor. Now, the next thing I'm thinking about, interrelated with this business course that I'm taking, getting at first blueberries. So excited by those. That's not as ripe as it can be, but this week they're going to come on in a big way. That's exciting. Wow. It's amazing how much the grass is growing here. I'll turn around. I'll show you. Okay, one more blueberry. That's, I think, 3 weeks growth. Amazing. And so with my business stuff, yesterday, fingers still crossed with this, but I finally got my website authenticated by my email list provider. And so ideally, when this video launches, if you look in my description, you'll find my website, and on my website there'll be a link for my newsletter. And I'm doing that in two different ways, one of which is an offer for a tea ritual guide. So my wife and I, we drink tea every morning. It's like a gung fu style tea setup. And that has been the linchpin of our relationship. And what I mean by that is the 3 kids, and 2 of them are quite young. But even when my wife and I were in California and our relationship was falling apart, we used this tea ritual to provide space for us to come together in kind of like a neutral context, to be able to communicate better and be in presence with each other in a way that was, kind of low-key and not necessarily meditative, but certainly mindful. And having been doing this now for over a decade and talking to different friends about it, recognizing like, oh, it's time to share this with more people. Look at the water again. So wet. And so I'm offering that for free on my website. All that ought to be up and functional by the time this video airs. And if I can embed any of that into the description of this video, I'll be doing that. There'll be a little learning curve. I'm imagining I'll figure it out. And then, yeah, I'm excited to share all the different activities that are coming up. One of which will be a monthly tea live stream. So I'll be going through my tea ritual as a live stream. It's very simple, and it'll be an opportunity to connect more in person, because when I'm doing my live streams, which tend to be Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm more playing music and live creating than able to really engage. But that's a fun place to demonstrate some of my creative flows. And I'm going to be offering a workshop called Grounding the Creative. And if you check on my website, you'll be able to find the dates for that, because I don't remember them in my head right now. And that's to help people to ground in their creativity, recognizing that we're innately creative, and it's, to me, part of the foundation of what makes us human. And so come check that out. And if you're going to be on Salt Spring Island, I'll be running that workshop in September. Again, I don't have the date quite yet, but by the time this airs, that should be up on my website as well, bendingreeds.com. And that's my update today. Thanks for joining me on this walkabout at Orchestra Farm. I hope that y'all are having too much fun out there. And actually, that's my little tagline at the end. So I'm going to go now. Bye.